Thank you, Monsignor. Good evening. My name is Mr Hudson, and I am with, like I said, Guidance and Giving. We are a company that only works with Catholic parishes and dioceses on those type of projects. So we stick to the Catholic faith, and with so. I want you to know that I too am deeply rooted in the Streeter history and lore. My time goes back 39 days. If you can tell, I'm not from here. I'm from Georgia. It's just a little bit warmer there these days. But it's been very nice being up here. I've been here since the beginning of January. I'll be here through the end of March through the campaign here. So we are not a company that comes in and asks them to lock the doors and pull out your pledge cards and we're not going to leave until you sign. That's not what we're about. Okay? So what we do ask is three things. Or what I'm going to ask you tonight is three things. They all start with a P. The first thing is to promote the campaign. That's by being an ambassador. You're here tonight, you've got an interest in being here, you've got an interest in the future of the church here and what's going to happen. So I ask that you talk to your neighbors, talk to your people in the pews, talk to anyone, ask them if they've been to a reception, get their feedback, talk about it, make it an open conversation type thing. If they have been to a reception, great. If they haven't, we still have another one this Thursday night at 7 o'clock here. And so please promote and ask for, promote the campaign and be positive about it. If you do run into something negative or somebody with a question, please direct it to me or one of the people on the staff here. I'm located at the church office every day and most weekends, so please reach out to us in that sense. The second P is to participate. Obviously, you can't have a financial campaign without participation. In your package, you will find an ask letter. That letter has a suggested amount. The amount is something that we derived from previous offertory and internet information on what we call a wellspring. So that number is a starting point or a point of communication. It is not a drawn in blood or drawn in, pencil in a number there. It's not a fine number that has to be met, or it's a suggested number. But what we're asking more than anything else is for a sacrificial gift. And when I say a sacrificial gift, that's one that's above offertory. This is above and beyond offertory. And a sacrificial gift hurts a little bit. It's not something that you just, like Lynn, say, I'm going to give up Starbucks, which, is $26 a day times, however many, times 40 days and all that. But this is a sacrificial gift, whereas it's a campaign that's over 3 years. And so a good story on this is we had a family that a number of years back that was trying to figure out what they could do for a sacrifice for their church. And they looked at their budget and said, we're paycheck to paycheck, what can we do? And they filled out their pledge card for 36 months at $43.46 per month. We tried to figure out what that was for the longest time. We finally had the opportunity to ask, what's $43.46? It was their cable. They gave up cable for 3 years. Now at this time and place, that cable bill would equate to about $400 for the same thing today, because cable's ridiculous these days. But that's a true sacrifice. Another example is a parishioner I had in the last campaign I did, and he got his last letter and it said $20,000. And he already had in the back of his mind that he was going to give $5,000. And he started thinking about it. And he started praying about it. He said, you know what, that $5,000, I could give that and not even think about it. It doesn't hurt. So he said, and he would come and talk to me about this, because it was really, how did y'all get that $20,000 number? How did you get that? You don't know me. And so he thought about it some more, and he said, you know what, I can give it to you. And so he thought about that, and he prayed about it some more, and days went on, and he kept talking to me about it, and he said, you know what, I look at my life now and where I've been the last 30 or 40 years, it's been, every day has been a part of this church. He lost his wife 2 years previous, and it was the church that got him through that. And he came daily, he was a docent in the cathedral, was always in the church. And he said, you know what, my church is asking of me. I've asked and I've gone to the church and I've looked at it for support for all these years, and now the church is looking for my support. I'm going to step up and I'm going to do 15. And he thought about it some more, he prayed about it some more. And about 4 or 5 days later, came and gave me his pledge card at $20,000. It hurt, but he made that sacrifice. And he got there, he felt rewarded for it. So what I'm asking for is a sacrificial gift. We can take cash, checks. If you write a check, you simply put building our future in the no section. We can also do stock. You can donate stocks. You can do RMDs. If anybody in the room is anybody hit 70? I don't see anybody over 70 in here. So, but we can do RMDs. We can do some paperwork on that. I've got on how to go about that. The only paperwork really is for stock transfers, because that's done in the diocese. The rest of it is something that can be handled through your broker, and I've got the information on how to go about doing that, so I'll provide that to you if you'd like. We've had everything from, a lady gave us a Steinway piano, 1909 Steinway piano, and said, if you can monetize it, you can have it. We monetize that. We've done rental property, we've done any number of things, so if there's other ways that you can contribute, we'll see about monetizing them as best we can and make that happen. But that's the participation and the sacrificial gift that I ask for. The third thing is the most important piece, is to pray. Pray for the success of the campaign. Pray for what you can do for this church and what you can do for the campaign. Pray about the amount, pray about that sacrifice, and find that point that you feel comfortable with. I'm not asking for the cards tonight. I'd ask that you go home and pray about it, talk to your family, talk to your financial consultant if you need to find out and figure out what feels right to you and the sacrifice that you can make for your church, because it is your church asking at this point. I lost my train of thought there for a second, sorry. It's a real joy to be here. It's a lot of fun to watch churches like this. I got involved with this company because of the church that my church was growing and went through a campaign like this. So Guidance and Giving has been a great thing to work with and be able to do this. So I want now to, if I could, ask Deacon John Paul to come up. He's gone through something very similar to this, very recent, and can share with you. And I thank you for your time.